Now we've got to talk about Elon Musk and Master Plan 3 because, oh boy, the rumors about Master Plan 3 are getting out of hand. And I just want to be very clear up front. Pretty much every time Tesla has an event, Battery Day, the robot, investor days, Tesla stock falls. And in my opinion, it's because people come up with these insane ideas about what is actually going to end up being announced. And while I'm very enthused about some of the comments that people have, I think they're mostly nonsense. So I'd like to clear up what's going on when it comes to rumors around Master Plan 3, Tesla, and Elon Musk. Okay, so first things first. Elon Musk just announced the invitation page, or what the invitation page looks like for Investor Day at Giga Texas on March 1st. This is what it looks like. Elon Musk tweeted, Master Plan 3, the path to a fully sustainable energy future for the Earth, will be presented on March 1st. The future is bright. If you zoom in on this, what you actually end up finding is that these little images are just copy and pasted giga castings for a vehicle, right? Now, I think that is actually very, very telling. Some people, though, think that what is being shown here is actually potentially a new vehicle. Because what they're doing is they're zooming in and they're seeing this casting for a vehicle, and they're aligning that, rightfully so, because it's a zoom in of what this is, and they're aligning that with this casting image that we have. This makes sense. This is accurate so far. But unfortunately, they are comparing it to this picture of a vehicle that is covered at the Cyber Rodeo. Now, I have provided my own intelligence to this because I happen to be sneaking around at the Cyber Rodeo. Nobody told me I couldn't be there, but I happen to be sneaking around, and I saw with this little video that I have here where I found the Cybertruck that they were covering up every car. Every car that they had was covered. The Model 3 was covered, the Model X was covered, all of the cars were covered. And while I did not find exactly that same vehicle, all of them were covered. And that's because you're at a brand new section of the factory. You've got, it's relatively dusty. They're about to put these cars on a stage. They want them to look good. They ended up covering the Cybertruck again. They had to plug it in to charge it, because obviously it's a prototype over here. But point being, these rumors that Tesla is somehow going to announce a new vehicle, I think are absolutely ludicrous. Now, I'm not trying to take away from the idea that, yes, in the future, there'll be a smaller car. Maybe it'll be a two-door car. Maybe it'll be, the Tesla Q, which people have mocked up, because then Elon Musk could get the giggles at the short sellers. So some people call it the Tesla Q. Maybe you would pronounce it Tesla Chi, whatever, right? And it's this two-door car that people have mocked up with a smaller battery set. Now, so far, I'm one of the few people who are actually calling for a smaller battery. I'm a big fan of thinking we don't need 75 kilowatt hour batteries or 100 kilowatt hours or more. I think what we need are 20 kilowatt hours that basically get us a car with an 80 to 100 mile range. It's our daily driver. It's super lightweight. It's super inexpensive to produce. It's two doors. It's basically your solo commuter kind of car, enough for you to go get groceries, come home. You go to work. Your average commute's 30 miles. Or 30 minutes rather, which is fewer miles generally because you have stoplights and traffic lights and stuff. So you're probably looking at a 20 to 25 mile a commute one way, 50 round trip. You go to a grocery store, add another 10 miles on your way, you're back, you've got about 20% of your battery left, you plug it in, you charge it, right? That is my thesis of a future smaller car. And while I think that is accurate, I do not believe that just because some stupid car is covered right now, which is just a photo from the Cyber Rodeo where I walked everywhere on and probably potentially went places I shouldn't go. I don't actually think that it's proper to be hyped up that Elon Musk's Master Plan 3 is somehow the next car. Now, I'll be pleasantly surprised. Maybe it's the next car. But here's what I think. The invitation clearly copy and pastes the giga castings, right? The castings for these vehicles. Now, what I think is really incredible about that is for almost a year, I have been suggesting that Elon Musk and Tesla need to scale and they need to copy and paste the gigafactories substantially. Here, by the way, is another close-up look at what those gigacastings look like. So, or the one-piece casting. I keep calling it giga casting. That's because the machine is the giga casting machine. But these are just actual bodies of the vehicle. This is sort of one side of a vehicle, showing it all compressed together. And the idea, which Tesla's pitched before, is, hey, we could take like 180 parts and welds or whatever and put them basically into one piece. And the challenges here have been that anytime you try to do this traditionally, you end up getting the Pringles potato chip effect, where you have the casting kind of crinkle up, and it's really difficult to actually make it not crinkle up. But they've basically engineered their own alloy mix of metals to make it not do that. Blah 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 blah. Okay, great. So going back to the copy and paste, my thesis is that the reason on their invitation they copy and paste this casting over and over again is because I think Master Plan 3 is the master plan about how many gigafactories Tesla can produce and how they can actually massively scale how many megapacks they produce, how many cars they're able to sell, and really turn this into a Lego factory, where no longer are you selling cars, you're just selling a commodity, and then you make your margin on full self-driving. That's my thesis. And so I think it is massive scale, which is Plan 3, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be like super creative with the massive scale thing. Elon himself has said that Generation 3, or the Master Plan 3 rather, is all about scale. So I think the new Gen 3 platform for the car that people talk about is probably just a lower cost version of what is already done. Basically further bragging about the manufacturing prowess that Tesla has. That, after all, is the point of investing in Tesla. If you are a Tesla investor, you are investing in the uniqueness of their alloys to simplify the manufacturing process, the gigapresses. You're investing in the ability to build new gigafactories and ramp them quickly and manufacture cars at massive, massive scale, the likes of which hasn't been seen before. That actually is counterintuitive to the argument of, let's introduce a new model of vehicle, because as soon as you introduce a new model of vehicle, you actually slow down the ability to ramp. We already have new vehicles that need to be ramped. I mean, think about it. Sure, we've got the S, the 3, the X, and the Y, which are already ramped. But what do you need to ramp next? How about the semi-truck? How about the Cybertruck? That's what you got to ramp next. Forget about introducing this two-door car. Do that in 3 years, 4 years, when commodity prices have finally come down. Sorry, Steve, if you're watching, I think commodity prices are going to come down over time. Long term. I think commodities ultimately always trend down. Anyway, so these rumors, in my opinion, about some kind of new car getting announced on Investor Day are complete nonsense. I think people are going to be highly disappointed. The stock will probably sell off after Investor Day. Buy puts on Investor Day. I hate to say it. And I don't have any shorts on Tesla right now. It's just a thesis that I have. All right, thesis